What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back-to-Back Battles. Today we have the Kang Volk team once again with Kangaskhan, Volcorona, Tapu Fini, Kartana, Thunderous Incarnate, and Landis Varian. Let's get started and play some games. So, as always, if you want to check out more VGC action, check out the description. If you have missed any previous episodes, highly recommend go checking out, especially the last episode was pretty nice. As well as you can check out my social medias, especially my Twitch channel, where I am getting actually close to qualifying for a Twitch partnership, as well as the fact that if you want to catch some live action VGC battle streams, as well as chances to battle me, because I do viewer battle streams sometimes, I highly recommend hitting up my Twitch channel. Otherwise, right now we are doing pretty well with this team. This team has been doing some nice work over in the past few episodes. So hopefully we can continue that work, and hopefully we will be able to maybe climb to the 1700s before switching to a brand new team, which this is the second to last video with this team, I believe. As we find someone from Japan, 1691 rating, with a team of Politoed, Ludicolo, Tapu Koko, Nihilego, Incineroar, and Scizor. So, yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. I really do like Kartana in this. I think Kartana is fantastic in this matchup. Volcorona could be actually pretty nice if I can set it up correctly. Scarf Landers is decent. Thunderous isn't that great here. I mean, yeah, Thunderous isn't that great here. Fini can put in some work. I actually really like Fini. Kang Kartana is definitely the way to lead against this team. The question is, what do I want in the back? Because Kang Kartana, I think, is the most solid lead that I do have against my opponent's team. I think Volcorona could be really good for a Scizor check. I really like Landorus, though. And really, Volcorona only does super well against... I kind of like having Fini more just as a backup answer to Incineroar, because if Incineroar goes down, I feel really, really confident about my Kartana doing work, but the Scizor is going to be one heck of an issue. I got to play around this Scizor. I wonder what we're going to see lead here. Could be maybe like that Scizor lead with like Incineroar. I'm not sure my opponent's going to lead Hard Rain against me, but we'll find out here. As we're going to see the, Kangaskhan Kartana lead from my side. It's just good against pretty much a lot of my opponent's lead matchups. And Nihilego and Incineroar are going to come out. Okay. So I do carry Smart Strike on my Kartana, and I'm willing to throw off a Fake Out. And the question is, do I want to go for a Sacred Sword into Incineroar? Fake Out plus Sacred Sword might be my better move here. Or I could go for the Smart Strike into the Nihilego. Because really, Nihilego's not really doing that much damage output-wise, and if I can get damage on Incineroar, I feel like that is better in the long run. Because Nihilego's at the mercy. We could see Nihilego switch out, maybe into like a Ludicolo or something, but we're actually going to see the Incineroar switch out, which is a very nice play on my opponent's part, into the Scizor, I mean. So, Scizor's taking a Sacred Sword, which isn't too bad, I guess. It's not the best thing for me, but it's definitely not the worst thing. Looks like no Rain Mode coming out from my opponent, so I'm guessing Coco would be the last one. Now I think it's going to Protect. Okay, that's actually pretty ideal. So I don't take any damage at all, and I thought it would have been Scarf on this Nihilego, really. But we're going to be able to get some damage onto that Scizor, which is great here. A Sacred Sword into that Scizor does a decent amount, not exactly that great of damage though. Pretty sure Bug Bite's gonna come out in the Kartana, maybe a Swords Dance potentially. I think the play is always to low kick the Scizor slot. I need to weaken the Scizor 100%, and I think going out on the Landorus might be worth it for the Kartana slot. I don't know what my opponent's gonna do. Could be a double up here with Power Gem plus the Bug Bite, which I think Landorus would be able to take pretty comfortably, except I wouldn't exactly like taking a Bullet Punch with Landorus. So there's always that. If this Scizor doesn't carry Roost, and most Scizors don't usually carry Roost, it's probably like Sword Stance, Bug Bite, Bullet Punch, Protect. I feel pretty good about my position because of the fact once I get rid of Scizor and weaken down the... Well, weaken the Incineroar and the Scizor, I feel pretty good about my Kartana winning this game. Low Kick gonna come out. I'm faster than this Nihilego, which is interesting. Is that a Trick Room potentially coming out? Looks like a Swords Dance is coming out, so I'm guessing this might be that Trick Room. Wow, Trick Room Nihilego on this kind of team. Huh. That's pretty bad. Although Bullet Punch shouldn't knock me out. +2 Bug Bite will, that's a little bit concerning. Bullet Punch and a Power Gem in the Landorus might be my opponent's play here. I'm not sure if he would go for the +1 Bug Bite in the Kang. It's not really threatening much damage. I feel like it'd be Bullet Punch and maybe Incineroar coming in for the Nihilego slot. Or just Power Gem, Bullet Punch into the Landorus slot. So I think Feeny might be my call here. I think Feeny might be able to live the double up with the Bullet Punch plus Power Gem and activate my Berry, which would be very significant here. So I'll retreat back into Feeny here. It also covers the Incineroar switch in, as well as allows me to get damage into the Scizor the following turns. We are going to see the Bullet Punch come out. That should be the Feeny. Yep. How much it's going to do is +1. Doesn't do too much. Power Gem is going to come out, so I do anticipate that call correctly. As Feeny will be able to take it, get my Berry back, which is really crucial right here, as we'll be able to get the damage into Scizor, and that should put it in the range of Muddy Water. That's fantastic here. Yeah, that's fantastic. Bug Bite can still come out. I'm worried about Sludge Bomb. I'm more worried about Sludge Bomb actually right now. I think the best play is, I was thinking of going to Landorus and just going for the Muddy Water, but here I think it might actually be worth it to switch out Feeny and the Landorus on the Sludge Bomb coming out in the Feeny, and I think there's a Bug Bite coming out in the Kangaskhan. Yeah, I think I rather prefer that play. I'd rather keep Feeny around and not let this Nihilego Beast Boost up, because I don't want this Nihilego to Beast Boost up. I feel like it'd be too concerning to handle the Nihilego otherwise. So, retreat here for this. Bullet Punch actually coming out into the Kang. Okay. Maybe fearing the Sucker Punch just in case. Doesn't really do too much. Here comes the Sludge Bomb into the Feeny slot. But that's best case because I don't have to take a Bug Bite, which is pretty good. And I don't get poisoned. Excellent. So Low Kick will come out into the Scizor slot. Finish off the Scizor. So that massive threat is gone. That Scizor was such a big deal against my team. Incineroar is going to come out, which is fine. Because at this rate, I really do feel like maybe Coco's in the back here. And if it is Coco in the back, I'm feeling pretty secure about how I want to handle this game. I don't remember how much Low Kick does to Nihilego. I don't feel like it does too much. I think I'm just going to Low Kick here. And he turns a Trick Room left. Let's go on to Feeny. I think Flare Blitz Sludge Bomb would be the double up into Landorus. I think that would be the play. I don't have a play to stop that, so I'll just go out into Feeny here. Is Low Kick going to come out into Kang? That shouldn't knock out though. Yeah. Sludge Bomb going to come out into the Landorus slot. Very nice call on my opponent's part. As Feeny is actually able to survive that. I didn't expect Feeny to survive that, but that works out great because now I get a double edge off into Incineroar. Into Nihilego. The reason I wanted that double edge off into Nihilego is because I feel like it's so crucial for me. Yeah, I feel like it was so crucial for me to get the double edge off because I feel like it's gonna allow maybe my my Scarf Landorus to potentially win the end game. This is a tricky spot. I wonder if you're gonna. I would double up the Kartana slot with Flare Blitz plus Power Gem here. I can't confirm 100% what's in the back. I think the best play is to go Landorus here and just. I think it's actually worth to Muddy Water here. I think it's worth going into Landorus and Muddy Watering. Because if you do double up my Kartana slot, I feel like it's worth it. We're going to see the Coco come out. Okay. That's actually really good for me. So I do confirm the last Pokemon. And at this rate, I think I can win with my Scarf Landorus if played correctly. So I'll retreat here into my Landorus. Now the question is, what is the Nihilego going for? I think Feeny should be slower, so I should get one Muddy Water off. Oh, I am slower than that Nihilego. Which is not what I was anticipating at all. Hey, that's interesting. I should be able to get Kartana in though and click Earthquake and Sacred Sword into the Coco slot. As long as this Coco doesn't have HP Ice, I still think I'm okay with my play here. Because I feel like... yeah, Coco's forced to switch out, I think, into Incineroar, and then there's a Protect from Nihilego. You're going to attempt to get Trick 'em up, I think. And what this does is basically, I pretty much am... Yeah, since my Feeny was slower than the Kartana, my Kartana is actually going to be faster than that Nihilego. I'm actually in a really good spot here because I'm going to get all this damage off into Incineroar. I might even pick up the knockout because Earthquake might not trigger a berry on Incineroar, and Sacred Sword might finish it off since I am an adamant Kartana. I crit my own Kartana, didn't I? Yeah. Hopefully the Sacred Sword can finish off the Incineroar. I think it can. It's adamant. Yeah. That should be game. That should be game unless it's HP Ice on the Tapu Koko. It's unfortunate I crit myself because I think without the crit, I might have just guaranteed the game straight out. As Koko comes out. Because now my opponent can potentially win with like a Gleam crit. If my opponent has Gleam, there is an HP Ice. There is always that potential. But I really don't expect HP Ice on Tapu Koko on a Rain team. It just doesn't really see it. As my opponent actually forfeits. I was surprised about the forfeit, but I will be able to take that game. So, Scarflanders was able to clean up in the end game. As I said, Game Riff and Incineroar, and, well, actually, no. I said Game Riff and Incineroar plus Scizor was great for my Kartana, which it was. Kartana was actually really good in that matchup overall, but Scarflanders ended up being able to clean up in the back after revealing the Tapu Koko. If it was Ludicolo, I definitely needed to keep a Kartana alive, which is why I decided to go for the Muddy Water. I got to confirm the Nihilego speed tier, and if it was faster, I would still be able to get a Muddy Water off and put everything into a Scarf Earthquake range potentially. So I still like the play that I made overall. Luckily, my opponent was Tapu Koko in the back, but it makes sense. Koko was a pretty strong pick because of the fact that it outspeeds most of my team. Like, I don't have anything that outspeeds Tapu Koko, so it could probably just like Volt Switch against me very freely, which does make a lot of sense. And Ludicolo without Rain doesn't really threaten my Kartana, which my opponent already kind of had trouble with. So I think Tapu Koko does make a lot of sense there. But luckily able to pick up one more win with this team, and we're going to find one more battle. And I don't know why, I'm just feeling Necrozma version 2 today. I was listening just to a bunch of different Pokemon soundtracks because I usually do that. I try to find new songs for like my streams and stuff. And I was listening to some of the Pokemon Conquest music actually because I was actually playing it earlier today. Man, that game is fun. If you've never played Pokemon Conquest, Conquest is a really fun game overall. But I was enjoying playing it, and then I listened to some of the tracks, and there's some pretty good tracks in the game. So, yeah. So I don't know why, but I also clicked Necrozma version 2 because I haven't heard it in a while, and I was like, wow, this song is still really good. But anyway, it's taking quite a while to find our second game, but I think we'll wait. If I can't find an opponent, I'll just cut ahead, and it looks like we can't find an opponent, so we'll be right back with the second game of today's episode. Alright, we got a 1741 rated player from Japan as our next opponent with the team of Tapu Koko, Metagross, Amoonguss, Cresselia, Incineroar, and Azumarill. It's always strange to me to see Metagross and Cresselia again. That was a duo that was really common back in the Black and White era days, but then again, that was a time when Steel resisted Ghost and Dark, so it was neutral on Metagross. So it's kind of strange. We also usually see Salamence on this team, so it's interesting to see the Metagross on this version. What do I like here? I think Kang Volk is pretty good. I really do like Kang Volk. I mean, I kind of like Feeny, but at the same time, I don't. I really like Landorus and Kartana more. Yeah, I really like those 4 Pokemon in general. I don't think Feeny does too much here other than help against the Incineroar, which Landorus is going to help, I think. So I don't really feel like I need Feeny too much, especially since damage output-wise doesn't really do too much. And Thundurus, again, I think it's good against a Metagross. It's always weird to play against a Cresselia though with Thundurus in my opinion, especially since I'm using a Life Orb Frail version, so I don't really like that. As we're going to see the Metagross and the Incineroar come out, as I will lead my Kangaskhan Volcorona. This seems pretty good because I should be able to just fake out the Incineroar and get a Quiver Dance up, unless this Metagross has a trick, like a Rock-type move, Rock Tomb maybe. Although, that's really rare, I want to say. Although, I could see it because my opponent's Charizard matchup isn't that great. Is it worth... I don't think it's worth me risking it. Is it? If this was the best of 3, I would easily just fake out Incineroar, but I am worried about Rock Tomb. Although I really don't have a switch in anyway, because Kartana would be vulnerable after that. Yeah, I think I'd rather just fake out and Quiver Dance right here. Okay, Metagross is gonna Mega Evolve. This is gonna be interesting. It might just be a Zen Headbutt too, I guess. Could be one of those. And there's a chance, even if it's Zen Headbutt, you do have a chance to get Flame Bodied. So we'll see what my opponent decides to do here. Okay, there's no Protect. This is actually Rock Tomb Metagross. It's Rock Slide Metagross. I've never seen Rock Slide on the Metagross before. I've seen Rock Tomb. Rock Slide though? Ah, that's bad. I knew there was something suspicious about this lead, but yeah. Rock Slide's interesting. That means he dropped one of the coverage moves. Iron Head, Stomping Tantrum. Oh, Ice Punch maybe? There's no Ice Punch. I'm going out into my I'm going out on Landorus. Oh boy. This has become a really tough game. How am I supposed to recover from that turn 1? I mean, I guess I could have just faked out the Metagross and scouted, but yeah, that was something I wasn't really anticipating. I probably should have looked at it more carefully, though. Best play here, I think, is to go for a double edge into... No. The question is, do you have Ice Punch? I don't think you have Ice Punch anymore. I feel like you would drop Ice Punch. I feel like you would knock off the Landorus slot, but I could see Flare Blitz Kang. This is really tough. I'm going to switch out Kang, go out into Kartana here. This could be catching a Flare Blitz by how my opponent didn't switch, or is this a Protect? No, it's Incineroar switching out, which is actually really good for me. Okay, into Crest, okay. That really works out, actually, in my favor. And Metagross protects? I'll take that. Okay, so not a bad turn here. Not a bad turn. I get a U-turn off into the Cresselia. Nice damage. Nice damage. I can go on to Kangaskhan. I could fake out knock off to Cresselia. Because Metagross really isn't doing too much damage-wise at -1. I could see Metagross switching out in Incineroar. I could see either one of these slots switching in Incineroar. If it's the Cresselia, I guess I wouldn't mind because I could still switch into Landorus. We're going to see Metagross switch out. I'm guessing that's the Incineroar coming back in. Yep. I could have went for low kick Sacred Sword, but actually with the chip damage that I got earlier, it might have been able to knock out, but I don't want to risk it. I want to get rid of this Cresselia, I feel like if possible, because if I get rid of Cresselia, I feel pretty good about my position. Let's see here. I'm going to get a knockoff into the Cresselia slot. Get rid of its Wiki Berry. A double edge might have been better, but now my opponent can't switch. Well, doesn't have a free switch in, which I think is still pretty good for me. I think the optimal play is to double up the Incineroar slot, because if you fake out one, I at least get damage on the other. And if you don't... Oh, wait. Does double activate the berry? That's close. Let's say it doesn't. Okay, nice. I didn't think it would activate the berry, but I forgot my Kartana is faster than the Incineroar, than my Kangaskhan. Psychic actually going to come out and target down the Kangaskhan. Not what I expected at all. I thought it was going to be a Flare Blitz in the Kartana and Icy Wind. That's the main reason why I made that play. That works out beautifully in my favor, though. They get rid of the Incineroar. Tapu Koko is going to come out, which is fine here. I don't think this has HP Ice. I could see Dazzling Gleam come out, but I don't feel like it'd be too bad. Knockoff seems pretty good into the Cresselia slot. Just go on to Landorus, I think. Yeah, I want to go on to Landorus and knock off the Cresselia. Knockoff covers a lot of options my opponent has, like switching to Metagross, for instance. If I get rid of Cresselia, that's my opponent's ground immunity gone, so Scarf Earthquake can win in the back if I just weaken my opponent's team well enough. Really, all I have to do is weaken that Metagross. If I can weaken that Metagross, I do win the game. Unless my opponent calls this and goes for the HP Ice right here. We're gonna see Helping Hand. Oh, is this Helping Hand Gigavolt Havoc? This might be Helping Hand Gigavolt. That was just Gleam. Okay, that makes a lot of sense though. Knockoff finishes off the Cresselia. Good. Okay. Attack, Beast Boost, Metagross is going to come out. Really close endgame. Because I've been getting the reads right, but now it's going to come down to some factors. One, that Gleam did nothing to Kartana, I just realized. That Gleam really didn't do anything. I just need one knockoff into Metagross, I think. If I get a knockoff into Metagross, I think that's the game. Unless it's Sash Coco, but I don't think it is. I'm going to go Kangaskhan here. I was going to U-turn to Metagross, but I don't feel like it's worth risking it. Like, worth risking it protecting the Metagross and Gleam critting or something. I'd rather go hard Kang, because I feel like I'd be good. Yeah, Coco's going to protect, fearing the Scarf. And then let's see what the Metagross is going to do. Going to be the Iron Head. Probably doesn't have Ice Punch. We'll finish off the Kangaskhan. But I think knockoff should secure the knockout into the Metagross slot. I mean, not the knockout, but it does put in Scarf Earthquake range, I believe. And yeah, I will 100% lock myself into Earthquake. I think the Coco would be Z-move based on this team. So I'm pretty sure that Scarf Earthquake should be able to sweep up the game. I think my opponent has to hope I'm not Scarf. And I think, did I reveal I was Scarf? I think I U-turned out on the Metagross itself. Yeah, no, it protected, so it can't confirm I'm Scarf. Let's see what my opponent goes for. Stays in with both. Earthquake it up. Good game. Whew. After a really rough turn one, and I mean really rough turn one, I mean that was like, jeez. I can't even begin where I want to say how rough that turn one went. The Rock Slide, Mega Metagross coming out into my Volcorona, picking up the knockout. Who would have expected that? Who would have expected that? But luckily, able to crawl back by just some good positioning overall. I made some really risky plays, like I switched out Kang into Kartana and U-turn. That could have really been bad if like there was Ice Punch on the Metagross, but based on the team, it didn't seem like it'd be Ice Punch because of Cresselia, because of Azumarill, and was able to get the double up into the Incineroar slot, which I'm still surprised about because I really thought my opponent was gonna Icy Wind Flare Blitz because it catches Kartana if it stays in. And if I switch into Landers, at least you get the Icy Wind off, so at least you get good damage on the Landers Flare Blitz plus Icy Wind would. But luckily I was able to get the Sacred Sword plus Double Edge knockout into Incineroar, which was absolutely huge. Kangaskhan, not weak. Kangaskhan, not weak, thankfully. And yeah, my game plan after that was get my Scarf Landers or Kartana potentially in a game-winning position because I felt like Kartana was pretty well. If there was Coco in the back, I think Landers could have really done well for the end game if there was a Coco in the back. If it was like a Azumarill in the back or a Moongus, Kartana was my game-winning piece. So yeah, I still had the tools. Luckily, I had to win, made some aggressive reads, but able to pull out. But thank you all for tuning in today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. It is pretty late when I upload this, but yeah, I was recording this really late. So yeah, hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, show support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff, as I said, down below in the description. Especially hit up my Twitch channel, my social medias, the previous episodes of VGC 2018 Baek Battles if you have missed them. The team, if you do want to try it out, is in the description down below. So if you do want to see its EVs, movesets, all that good stuff down below. And feel free to leave a comment as I do read them. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it. Have a great day, people. And until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.